So, about school, how can school be better? How can school help kids fall in love with education and be more prepared for the future and understand the world better? As it is right now, I can understand why teachers would defend the concept of school and the educational system as it is right now because they work in it and they rely upon it, and I assume that a lot of them are doing the best that they can, or to think they are. But I'm not really trying to make an argument about specific teachers and how good they can possibly do, but how could the system of schooling be better in the United States? For one, I think that a lot of classes are really not necessary. Like, it's not really relevant for the whole rest of your life if you practice, if you get really good at algebra. I mean, I know that it has uses, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to get involved in engineering or other professions or whatever. But should you really have to worry about passing a test on it to, get a certain grade and then have to worry about, well, I'm not good at this or whatever, and be kind of judged upon it? Like, I don't really like the concept of it. I think that testing in school, or like over testing and ranking students based on tests and grading them, is kind of the wrong direction. Like, I think school should be a place where kids choose a lot of what they want to learn. So they go there. It's like if you went into a library and you saw all these books and you were like, you can choose any book you want to read. That's one way a school could possibly be. But the way it is right now, it's like you have a whole library, which is a school, the way the schools are now, but you're told you can only read, you have to read, these 15 or 20 books. Every once in a while you can choose a book, but even if you choose that book, you're going to be asked specific questions on it and have to answer them a certain way. So I think the school should be more like the open library. Like, you go to school, you choose what you want to read, you talk about and write about what you got from it, and then you continue to explore. Because I think what happens is kids associate school with feeling bad, like feeling inadequate, like, I'm never doing enough, or I'm not good enough, or what is the purpose of this? And a lot of times the teachers can't answer it because there isn't this direct meaning for the teachers and there isn't a direct meaning for the students, so it becomes just work, and it becomes like somewhat meaningless work. So why force especially young people into those situations? It's like someplace you have to go, something you have to do. It should be much more of like an exploration, So I don't want people to be turned off of education generally, and I do think that's what happens. Kids start feeling bad about learning, as if the way that learning takes place in school is the only way to learn, and clearly it's not. I mean, as an adult, especially if you learn at a young age, or if you not to like learning, then I mean, you might stagnate. It might stunt your own growth, or the system might influence you to stop growing, to stop exploring. And I think that's, pretty tragic, because the way I see it is people have a lot more potential and brain power than they really realize. And after a while, people stop trying, people stop pursuing things that they might even be interested in, because they felt like, well, I'm not good at this. I hear people say all the time, I'm not good at math, I'm not good at reading, I'm not good at taking tests. I mean, but if you were taking tests on things that you really cared about and you were motivated for, and you had a choice whether to take that test or not, that's a different situation. But that's just not how it is. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see people just generally like learning just for the sake of it, not what can I get from this or how much money can I get from this, but I want to learn as much as I can about the world we live in, And then if more people were like that, we could educate each other more. But I think people kind of get turned off at a young age, and associate learning and education with their experiences in school. And I think it can be better. If it's better, and it's better for kids at a young age, they fall in love with learning, it's going to be better for society. People are going to have better conversations, more in-depth, intricate conversations where people are just getting deeper into issues rather than kind of starting from scratch because they're not really knowing, they haven't really read too much on it, but they just have thoughts and ideas, not really knowing, too much about it. But if people stay really intrigued and on top of things that they care about, and that's promoted in educational systems, I think there's a lot of potential in that. So, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about that. And I want to probably explore that more in the future and talk to other people and see what they think.